Welcome to lesson number 7 from 5-Minute Theory. In this lesson, we're going to learn about whole notes and whole rests and half notes and half rests. So right now, all we know is quarter notes. Quarter notes get one count in 4/4 time or any quarter time signature, and quarter rests get a count. So before we start with this whole thing, I should even jump into the lesson without writing my name at the top of the page. All right, so a whole note is just basically a circle, like a donut, okay? It doesn't have a stem, so a whole note is only just that circle without it being filled in. A whole rest, and this is kind of tricky because a half rest looks very similar, is just a box, and I like to say that it holds on, it's stuck to that staff line, okay? So a whole rest and a whole note receive 4 counts. So what we're going to do is remember the notes on the staff. We're going to use whole notes to draw on whole notes. We're going to draw whole notes on the staff using these letter names. So, the very first thing I learn here is that that's not a G. That's a B. So I made a mistake. This is a G. All right. Hopefully you caught that, or your instructor caught that. All right. B. So good boys, right there. A, all cows eat grass. All cows, nice little whole note, yeah? All cows eat. Okay, remember, don't go into the lines. Make sure that you're right in the center of that space. Good boys do fine. And D, good boys do. Okay, or whatever word you like to say for that. Now, remember I told you a whole note is worth 4 quarter notes. It's like a dollar, a whole dollar. There's 4 quarters in a whole dollar. That's kind of how it works. So that whole note gets 4 counts in quarter time. So if the time signature has a 4 on the bottom, the whole note receives 4 counts. Now, if you're a wind player, obviously a whole note, you're going to push air for 4 full counts. Da. Now, some band directors like you to go and some like you to keep it all the same. But you want to make sure that you're blowing air all the way through 4 full counts. If you're a percussionist, the only way that we sustain a note on many instruments is to play a roll. Not going to really talk about that yet, but basically this example here shows you that quarter notes 1, 2, 3, 4 and whole notes 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what I like to do is, because it sustains, I like to put a dash instead of writing the number. The dash would help me remember that I am sustaining that note for the next number of counts. So here's my rest, 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to put it above. Here's my rest, 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be a whole rest, okay? Or you could put it in parentheses for your rest, whichever you want to do. Now the bottom of this lesson is basically what we call music math. We're just adding note values together. So far you know that quarter notes get 1 and quarter rests get 1. Whole notes get 4, whole rests get 4. This is incredibly simple, so it's probably easier than you think. So 1 plus 1 equals 2. 4 plus 1 equals 5. 4 plus 4 equals 8. 1 plus 4 equals 5. 1 plus 1, that's 2. Oh man, I'm getting hard here because I got 3 things. 1, 1, and 4 is 6. 4, 4, and 1 is 9. 1, 4, and 1 is 6. Okay, so music math is very simple now, but wait, when you get to lesson number 28, 29, 30, trust me, it's not as easy as you think, because then we get into half, eighth notes and all that kind of stuff. All right, let's move on to the second half of lesson number, whatever we're on, 7. This one, we're talking about half notes and half rest. A half note basically looks like a whole note. We got a big donut, but then we have a stem. Now, anytime we have a stem, we have to know the direction of the stem. Remember, it's the same as quarter notes. If it's on or above the third line, the stem goes down, or if it's below the third line, the stem goes up. A half rest is a black box that sits on a line. Okay? Remember, a whole rest holds on to a line. A half rest, I like to say, looks like a hat. So if I have a staff line, a half rest is the black box that sits on the line and looks like a hat. Kind of a funny face hat. All right, let's trace a couple of half notes. Got the note head. Even though it's not colored in, it's still called a note head, and the stem. And remember, here is the third line, so my stem attaches on the left side and goes down. Let's draw a couple more. If I go way up here, stem goes down. If I go way down here, stem goes up. Now, half rest or half note, you really can tell whether the line intersects the note head directly in the center. So we want to make sure that that note head, if you're drawing it on a line, it's right in the center. Half rest, just black box, sits on a line. So you don't have to really draw the line because the line is already there. All right, a half note in this example receives 2 counts when beating time to the quarter note. So as I'm doing this and I'm writing numbers in, remember, I like to put the number above. I don't know why I didn't do that when I wrote this book, but that was a long time ago. A half note, I like to put just 1 dash. So 3, 1 dash. So the dash always is the next count after you play the beginning of the note. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I use the dash even on a half rest to represent 4. 1, 2. That would be a count 3, and then I play on 4. All right, and then finally, let's do the music math. So all I'm doing here is adding note values together. So now I have 3 different note values. I've got quarter notes 1, half notes 2, whole notes 4. So I have to remember that and the corresponding rest. So 1 plus 2 is 3. We can do this fast. 4 plus 2 is 6. 2 plus 2 is 4. 1 plus what kind of rest is that? Whole rest or half rest? Looks like a hat, so it's a half rest. 1 plus 2 is 3. All right, now 3 notes together, or 3 rests together. That's a quarter. That's a half. That's a whole rest on all of those. So 2, 1, 3, 7. All right, 2. That's a whole. That's a quarter. 7. That's a half. 2. That's a half. 1, 2, 2, 1, 5. So music math, it really is about, at this point, just figuring out the difference between a half rest and a whole rest, okay? Just remember that the half rest looks like a hat. A whole rest holds on to that staff line. And then remembering 1 count, 2 counts, and 4 counts for those note values. Believe me, it gets harder, but just for now, just learning how to add all of those things together or subtract things as you do your music math will help reinforce those note values. Okay, if you get all that right, which is pretty simple, we'll move on to the next lesson.